This is a real thing. 39 people were trapped in a tunnel and ultimately burned alive in a massive fire. One mother, unable to escape in time, could only hold her 9-year-old son tightly in her arms. When firefighters arrived at the scene, it was nothing short of horrific. This was the globally shocking Mont Blanc Tunnel Fire, which occurred on March 24, 1999. A heavy truck carrying 9 tons of butter and 12 tons of flour passed through the French toll station and headed toward the Italian exit. This tunnel, at the time, was considered the longest in the world, stretching 11.6 kilometers. However, as the truck reached the center of the tunnel, its engine inexplicably caught fire. When the driver, Gilbert, attempted to use a fire extinguisher, the truck suddenly exploded. The explosion ignited the highly flammable butter and flour on board, and as the fire quickly spread, Gilbert fled toward the Italian side. Unfortunately, the vehicles behind him on the French side were not as lucky. Being downwind, the fire and smoke quickly engulfed them. The extreme heat and carbon monoxide caused their cars to stall, forcing them to flee on foot. However, they only managed to run a few hundred meters before collapsing from smoke inhalation. The most tragic fate awaited those who sought refuge in the tunnel's emergency shelters. During its construction, the tunnel was designed with emergency shelters every 600 meters. However, the fire quickly pushed the tunnel's temperature to a horrifying... Meanwhile, the French fire department responded swiftly to the emergency call. However, upon entering the tunnel, they were met with an unbearable heat wave that prevented further progress. Loud explosions echoed through the tunnel, forcing the rescue team to abandon their efforts. The fire burned for 2 full days, and it wasn't until the afternoon of March 26th that firefighters could enter the tunnel. The scene was nothing short of nightmarish. Everything was scorched beyond recognition. Cars were reduced to metal frames, and charred bodies were scattered throughout. Those who had sought refuge in the shelters had turned into mummified corpses. The center of the tunnel had become a hellish inferno where no one survived. A total of 39 people perished in this disaster. Almost all the vehicles that entered from the French side were lost, whereas many of the Italian side drivers survived because they were upwind, with the fire and smoke being blown towards the French direction. Following the incident, truck driver Gilbert was sentenced to 4 months of community service, while 12 tunnel company officials received prison sentences ranging from 2 months to 6 months. The tunnel company was ordered to compensate the victims' families with a total of 17 million. Countries around the world implemented new safety measures for tunnel construction, and no similar scale disaster has occurred since. However, I still hope that everyone watching this video will never have to experience anything like this.